Today I wanna talk about 10 misunderstandings that beginners and even experienced players are easy to step on. The first misunderstanding is to only focus on the speed crit set for your DPS. Many cute newcomers should have heard, the faster the speed, the more shots, the higher the damage. In fact, the axis of this game is based on the fastest speed and the lowest speed in the team, and then the axis speed is determined by converting the respective speed values into percentages. Therefore, the benefits of fast speed are often only once after 3 to 4 rounds, and the cost is high to get high speed stats. After the early game, the gap between the speed set and the attack burst damage set will be gradually enlarged, and with powerful deceleration skills like Lobelia, the advantage of speed is no longer dazzling. The suggestion here is that in the early stage, because the difficulty of the promised land is easy, it is recommended that the new players make several sets of speed sets, including DPS, healer, and support, to facilitate the transition in the early stage. In the mid-game, it can be transformed into other sets with higher bursts, like attack, burst damage. The second misunderstanding is that resistance stats are trash. In high difficulty dungeons, such as the Total War, immunity is not so helpful because it only works for one turn and can be eliminated as a buff by characters such as ghosts. On the other hand, as an attribute, debuffs can be avoided if the resistance is high enough, except for rare cases such as Shura that ignore the resistance judgment hit. In the case of almost pure tanks such as supports, resistance can play a considerable role. Even in the late PvE environment, the resistance can make the team output more stable, such as the Water and Wood dungeon, so the resistance attribute is not garbage under all circumstances. The third misunderstanding is to only focus on the golden stats. Equipment without golden stats was used as food. I will show you a comparison between two weapons. The former has as many as 18 golden stats, but the attribute still is lower than the latter, and the upper limit of the purple stats can generally be compared to a golden stat. We call it pseudo-gold. That is to say, even if a piece of equipment does not have any golden stats, as long as it has enough purple stats, it still has a high value, and since we have the caste system, a 6-star set. The fewer golden stats, the lower the cost for casting. The more purple stats, the better, and the value of casting will increase. Therefore, in pursuing equipment attributes, please try to focus on the actual needs of the characters. The fourth misunderstanding is that healers only need to stack health. In the current game environment, the healing volume of the meta healer is based on their maximum health value. But the Total War demands more from the healers regarding speed, resistance, and defense. Taking Komaki as an example, some healers' skills are based on the maximum healing value of the healed object and has nothing to do with their health. For this kind of healing, we must ensure that we will have the ability to survive. Make them as fast as possible. Some healers have good output, such as Nasha and Phoebe. These healers need to have the attacking equipment. The fifth misunderstanding is that resources are too concentrated on a few tier 0 roles. Some new players will ask if a specific AG is strong or not. After referring to the ladder list to select some tier 0 or tier 1 characters, they spend a lot of energy promoting them. Even spend several months of resources only on them, so in many cases, they noticed that they couldn't complete some stages by following guides on YouTube. Even in the middle and late stages of the game, resources such as gear fusing crystal and gold chips are still scarce resources. The core of the Total War is actually to have as many characters as possible and a high level of training. On the other hand, for the newbies, it is quite difficult to develop a 5-star character without spending in the early stage. Not to mention the equipment requirements, the gold chips required to fill up the skills is an astronomical amount. For example, we generally don't recommend new players to use novice when pushing the main stories. In the absence of skill points, the cooldown and strength of the skills are not satisfactory, and the actual gaming experience will be awful. Tier 0 AG does not mean they can be used in any environment, even for serious. To sum up, while promoting Tier 0 AG, it is also necessary to appropriately allocate some resources to train the rest of the AG. The sixth misunderstanding is that 5-star equipment, especially free novice equipment given by the system, is a waste. The upper limit of the sub-attributes of the 5-star equipment can also reach the middle and lower grades of the 6-star golden sub-attributes, so some 5-star items with more golden sub-attributes can also accompany you for a long time, and very few even can be transferred to 6-star for late-game use. You can even make 6-star superb 4 gold sub-attributes by constantly spending the 5-star stones. The seventh misunderstanding is that low-star AG is not worth promoting. Although useless AG does exist, it is more likely due to the lack of use circumstances. Therefore, many low-star AGs are actually not worse than 5-star in strength, such as Caroline, Neo, and Komaki. This girl's skill effect is not weaker than 5 stars after reaching 60. In the later game, you will need a lot of AGs for late-game content. We will need to prepare for it. The eighth misunderstanding is that maxing 5-star AG skills are no-brain. Gold chips are relatively scarce. If you don't buy 2 chip packs every week, it is only recommended to max the more important ones or only activate the extra effect, and the cost efficiency will be higher. The ninth misunderstanding is that if you have money after buying gift packs in the early stage, don't spend all your saving on equipment supplies. First of all, for newcomers, money is a very scarce resource. Except for the first 40,000 gold coins for the first pass every day, there are almost no other sources. The gold coins may slowly overflow in the later stage. But whether it is building infrastructure, upgrading equipment, or unique weapons, they are all big money burners. So don't waste your money. Secondly, even if you have a lot of money, don't buy low-quality equipment. If you really wanna buy some equipment, please buy 6-star gold equipment with gold sub-attributes. The last but not the least misunderstanding is that if your food team captain is ready, don't touch the cat orbs operations except for the daily mission. You will find that the main story 10-to-1 rewards 6,000 experience with 8 stamina at a time, and the cat orb has only 12k experience for 2 orbs with 18 stamina. Not to mention that the main story also has offers, which are extremely precious for newcomers, as well as 3 or 4-star skill books, and unique weapon materials, which are much stronger than cat orbs. Moreover, the cat orbs occupy an AG warehouse space, and organizing the cat orbs will become disgusting when it is full in the later stage. That is it for today's content. Please subscribe and give me a like if you find my content useful. Peace out.